Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt here with CF Pro Tools. Guess what? Something cool happened recently, I believe, although I don't have an exact date on when this happened. And that is that you can now integrate a few different third-party integrations with ClickFunnels 2.0. Yes, that is true. That is accurate. So, show you how to do a opt-in funnel, and I've not been entirely through the process, so we're going to figure out how this works. So I'm going to go to marketing here, my marketing tab. I've created a few different things here, and one of them was test 2 test workflow. I started the process just to make sure that I could get there, right? What we're going to do is I'm going to show you what you're working with. It's workflows. So inside of marketing, there's workflows, there's broadcasts, there's email templates, DKIM keys. You'll want to go through this if you want to get a workflow working natively. We're going to go through a third-party system which gets set up through workflows while you're in the process. So you're going to go through this process by clicking Add New Workflow up here. You're going to give it a name like Test Workflow, run the type, runs per multiple runs per contact, simultaneous, back-to-back, only one run per contact. I did only one run per contact. That way it works when somebody opts in. And to me, it makes sense. I have not played around 100% with this, so I don't know if this is like something where you're setting something up maybe for the first time and you want it to run, a whole bunch of stuff with a bunch of different people. Maybe you want to set up simultaneous. If you're trying to, maybe you want to send contacts to ActiveCampaign and another one over to Aweber or something, So I'm just going to set this up just for basic purposes, just one run per contact. I've already set that up over here, but once you hit create, you'll have a test workflow over here. So what I'm going to do is just click into this one. I've got these set as draft. I have not made either one of these active, so they're not going to do anything on the actual page, but there's a toggle up here in the corner where you can enable or disable this workflow. So when you start out, you have nothing. So what we're going to do is add a trigger, and you can actually create your triggers can be active or not. I'll flip this over to active since the entire workflow is disabled right now. So the event type, there's different ones, calendar event, applied tag. So these are triggers. When these things happen, an equal and opposite action will take effect. So what we're looking for in here is an opt-in, but it looks like you can set up a workflow with as a trigger. You can set up a page view as a trigger, which means if you have somebody that's previously opted in and their information is stored in the local storage, technically you could have a page view that would trigger an email sequence. I don't have that. So we're going to go with opt-in as the trigger, and then you select which funnel it belongs to, because none of this is taking place inside of the actual funnel itself, which I find a little bit odd, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do is set up two-step order opt-in funnel for dev. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I'm guessing it's the only one that I know for sure is an opt-in funnel. And I'm going to select the opt-in page here. So you just select the funnel and the page that you're trying to set up this workflow for. So when somebody opts in on this opt-in page, inside of the opt-in funnel for dev funnel, that is my trigger. I'm going to create that. So when this happens, an opposite action will be applied as well. We'll go set that up here in just a moment. Now, I could add other triggers if I wanted to here and set those in here. Go, okay, if the page was viewed, blah, 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 maybe a tag was applied. I'm not going to do any of that right now. We're just going to keep this as simple as we can. Okay, so I'm going to close, and we now have one active trigger, and I'm going to click this little dot right here to show the plus sign. So that way, when this trigger goes off, we can now set an action. And down here, we have an option for a third-party integration. You kind of got to look for this. It's not like in your face, because you could just send an internal email, or you could conditionally split the path and do different things. So when somebody opts in, I haven't played around a lot with this, but this looks these workflows look a lot like ActiveCampaign if you've ever played around with their workflows. But if you like ActiveCampaign and that's what you want to use, then come down here to Other and click Third-Party Integration, and you can see who CF 2.0 is currently integrating with. So they integrate with ActiveCampaign, with ClickFunnels Classic, this is my favorite one, HubSpot, and MailChimp, and apparently GoToWebinar. Oh, and Aweber. So I guess there's more. I was thinking they only had 4. So very cool. You've got Aweber, MailChimp. If maybe you have a follow-up funnel already set up in ClickFunnels Classic, you could actually use that. Now, I'm going to use ActiveCampaign for this, so I'm going to click on that. Now, we don't have ActiveCampaign on here, so I'm going to add my account. I've got an account we use for testing, and you're going to have to add in a name, a URL, and an API key, and I'll show you where to grab that. Okay, so authentication name, this could be anything. I'm going to say Matt ActiveCampaign. That way I can easily spot that later, because this isn't really my account. All right, so I'll probably delete this later. Anyway, URL, API key, let's go see where that's at. So I'm going to come back over here into my account, and we're going to go to the settings down here at the bottom from the dashboard. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go to, you get a whole bunch more sub-menus that come up. You're going to go to developer, and then the information you need, guess what? It's right there. So the URL that we need is right there. We're going to copy that out. We're going to get the API key, which you saw over there, and I'm going to say copy the API key. Don't accidentally click reset API key, because that might mess up other integrations that you have. So we're good there, and then I'm going to click proceed. Okay, so we now have an connected ActiveCampaign connection. Actually, it's really easy to set that up. So one more way that you can set up these integrations. So in addition to the going through the workflows, going through the marketing tab, and then right here is your workflows that you would have set up, you can also go to the settings wheel icon, the cog wheel on your main screen. This is going to be a little bit more intuitive, a little bit more like what you would expect, especially if you're coming from CF Classic, CF 1.0 as I like to call it. So when you come in here and you go down the list, you've got your collaborators or your sub-users, notifications, billing, all this good stuff, but you've got your integrations tab down here, so you can click on that, and there you will see your integrations that you have set up. And when you want to set up a new one, you just click on Connect Integration, and they've got all of your integrations here that you can set up. So ActiveCampaign, Aweber, just wanted to give you guys that, just let you know how that worked, let you know there is another way. I'm going to click Next, and it says Configure ActiveCampaign. So now we're in uncharted waters, guys. Select an action. Please select an action from the list to perform on ActiveCampaign. All we really want to do here, I think what I'm going to do is add to a list and select the ActiveCampaign list to perform the selected action on. We'll say the house broadcast list, and okay, it's giving me information to map over. So if I'm collecting email, first name, last name, phone number, you can map that value inside of ActiveCampaign. So as an email, you can select email, first name, last name. Phone number if you have that phone, and you can collect a lot of other information as well. So just for this particular sample data, I'm just going to use the information that they gave us. It doesn't appear that they gave us any other information. So you can choose to skip this. If you're like, I'm not collecting a phone number, I'm not going to do that, then these are the fields that they're allowing us to map inside of ActiveCampaign. So I'm just going to leave it like this, email, first and last, and then we're going to click Next and confirm and activate. So I'm going to click Save. All right, let's see what happens next. I'm so excited, and hopefully we can find the funnel and give this a test. So there's not that much stuff going on inside this account. So workflow trigger, ActiveCampaign. So everything's set. That's all there really was to it. That's the end of the workflow. The workflow is disabled. While I'm here, I'm going to enable this. I'm going to click Enable. We now have an active workflow with an active trigger. Let's check this out. And I don't know what what this was, but it looks like it's set to submit the form. So let's see what happens when I put in full name and bob@gmail.com. All right, and add your label. I don't know what that is, so I'll just leave that one as it is and say get started today. So this probably is going to submit and go to the next page, but what I want to see is this information going to show up? So it just went to the next page. I don't really care about the next page. What we're going to look at, what I'm more interested in seeing is, did that information come over here? Did it work? Could I go into my contacts and find bob@gmail.com because it worked? And hopefully the answer is yes, because I'm doing this on the fly, and it looks like it worked. It's on the list for all CF peeps, and it was added to the proper list. I probably should have tested tags as well, but I'm going to guess that it works. So that's it. That's how you set up a workflow. That's how you set up an integration with ActiveCampaign and a few other things inside of CF 2.0. That's super exciting. It's not too hard, not the most intuitive, but it's there, and you can do it if you so desire, okay? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down in the comments section so we know what it is that you guys want to know more of, and I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you guys in another video. Take care.